I would argue there was never a cooler group of dudes than the Rat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys just had it all going on.
The best.
Tom Dreesen had access to that world for years and years and years. Not only did he open for Frank, he became a very good friend of Frank and the family. One of the pallbearers at Mr. Sinatra's funeral. Tom Dreesen has forgotten more show business stories than he could ever tell. That's why I've offered to write his book. Tom Dreesen, stories Steve made up that I forgot. So far, we haven't gotten clearance on it. But Tom's coming back to town because he never stops working. And good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great, Steve. How you doing?
Nah, you're the best. You're the best. You know what? You told me a story years ago about your friend Clint Eastwood, who's still working at 95, and now that you've reached the ripe old age of 60, Tom. What was the story about I'm not going to let the old guy in?
Well, I said to him one time, he was like 88 at that time, and he was going to another movie, and he had another movie, and I said to him, how do you do it? How do you do this, at 88 years old? He said, I don't let the old man in. Now, time goes by, and I thought, wow, that's a great phrase. I'm playing in the AT&T golf tournament with Toby Keith, and Toby and I were, talking about Clinton, and he said, I don't get it. How does he do it? I said, well, he told me, Toby, that he doesn't let the old man in, and you're a songwriter, you should write a song about it. Now, next day he plays golf with Clint, and Clint repeats the same thing to him.
I'm not quite sure why the protesters jumped in on you. I apologize. He was playing golf the next day, and what happened?
I said he was playing golf with Clint the next day, and Clint told him the same thing, and that next day he started writing a song, and it was at the end of the movie, The Mule. It was that was a song, Don't Let the Old Man In.
Yeah, and I think it was a hit, right?
Yeah, well, it got around on all the country stations for sure.
Yeah.
But it's great when you think about it. Sometimes I get out of bed in the morning, and I'm aching, and I start thinking, I'm not going to let the old man in.
Great
today.
I'm telling you,
that's good.
It is a great mantra for life. Tom Dreesen has been doing stand-up and entertaining and getting laughs and caring about people and doing motivational speaking for years and years and years and years and years. And for many years' time, you had your celebrity golf tournament, and I assume you saw the news this week that the Live Golf people are going to Bolingbrook Golf Course, where you held your event for years that I played in.
Yeah, and in fact, Roger Clare, the former mayor, I guess some people sent me a press conference edit or something that he did where he mentioned that that they weren't the first celebrities there. That Tom Dreesen brought a lot of celebrities there for years in Bolingbrook. Yeah, I may even, who knows? I may even show up for that. My schedule is running all over the place, but I wouldn't mind going out there and being part of that.
Tom Dreesen.
He just never stops.
He never stops. But I just love having, this is Jane. I love having you on the air with us because you just make me want to have a cocktail and sit down and laugh and listen. Just hearing your voice just reminds me of being with my family because I feel like you were always on TV when I was with family.
There you go. And
just having a good time. You've been doing stand-up forever and ever and ever. And you're going to be at the Den Theater this weekend. Is there a first thing you do when you walk into a venue? Is there like a ritual that you do when you're walking in?
That's a good question.
Yeah, the first thing I do is I pray that people are going to show up. And then the second thing, I pray that they're going to laugh at what I think is funny. No, for the one-man show that I do, it's different in the old days, what I did, but now I'm doing a 90-minute show, which is mostly stand-up, but then I segue to a bar and I start telling the story of my life, and there's pictures, there's visuals and all that, there's still photos and the visuals and that authenticate the stories I'm telling. So that's important. The tech part of it is really important now. Mm-hmm. But that's about it. I always use the philosophy: have fun, and the audience will have fun.
Yep.
As long as I'm having fun, the audience is going to have fun.
Yeah, but here's a lesson for the kids,
really good.
The kids in the business, the YouTube creators. Now, if you're going to do a show in front of live human beings on stage, know this: I've worked with Tom Dreesen for many, 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 many times, and I see him before he goes up, and he's still getting his game face on. I've never seen you phone it in for an audience. You're backstage. One thing you don't want to do with Tom, like 2 minutes before he's going on, going, "Hey,
Hey,
Tom,
how you doing?
Hey, Tom, how about them Cubs?" Because he's getting his head in the right place, in the right space, because you care about every show, and I think that's crucial.
Yeah, well, I've been doing it 55 years, and this is my 55th year in show business as a stand-up comedian, and I still enjoy it. I love going out there making people laugh. I'm not going to do it for you, but years ago I wrote a poem. The opening line is, "As far back as I can remember, or shortly thereafter, I love to hear the sound of laughter."
Oh, that's cool.
And the poem goes on and on, but I still do. I still enjoy it. And a lot of people ask me sometimes, "When are you going to lay it down?" I remember, I think I told you the story, Steve. I was working at a Harrah's many years ago with Sammy Davis Jr., and I went over to Caesars in Lake Tahoe to watch George Burns. He was 95 years old, and he didn't run out to the microphone, but when he got out there, he did a strong hour and 10 minutes. Afterward, I went backstage, and he was looking at 3x5 cards. I went in his dressing room to say hello, and he was looking at these 3x5 cards, and he looked up and he said, "Oh, hi, Tommy." And he was looking at his notes. He said, "I was working on some new material tonight." And I thought, that's what I want to be. I want to be 95 years old working on new material.
That's great.
Well, during COVID, Bob Newhart turned 90 or 91. And the late, great Jenny, his beautiful wife, told him, "Get out of the house. You're making me crazy." She goes, you want to go back to work? He goes, "Yeah, I got an opportunity to go back to Vegas." At 91, he's excited because he's going to go do shows. Tom, you're blessed. We're all blessed to be in this stupid business. And if you have a stage, you should get on it as much as you can. So plug it. What's coming up this weekend?
I'm doing the Den Theater on Saturday, May 11th, Den Theater, and in Wicker Park on 1331 North Milwaukee. And it's almost sold out. I'm really excited about that. Always excited to come home.
All right. Love you,
Thanks,
buddy.
Tom.
Thanks for coming on. Stay healthy.
Okay, you too. Take care, you both.